Hello. Today I would like to address the common criticism I get, or not that I get, but that I see of BFB, specifically post-split BFB, and specifically the ending of post-split BFB, which is that the ending was rigged. They wrote it in such a way that Flower had to win. There was no way Gelatin could have won that, and therefore it's rigged, and we have no power as the viewers. And here's my response to that very common criticism. All good object shows are rigged. I have made my own object show, Object Idiocy, of which the final episode is releasing in a few days, and the only season that I didn't write it with the express intention of having one particular character win was Season 1. The worst season, and it's the worst season because I didn't rig it, and so the winner was unsatisfactory. Tell me, out of all of the characters in BFDI Season 1, did any of them stand a chance at winning over Fiery? Maybe Leafy. But she barely did any better than Bubble by the time the finale rolled around. Fiery smoked both of them. Why? Because he was always going to win. He was designed to win. They wrote him in such a way there was no possibility he couldn't at least make it to the finale. Much the same, Flower was always going to win BFB, because in viewer votings there are certain types of characters who are just statistically more likely to win. Nice characters, and people who did poorly in previous seasons, because people like having the good guys win, and like seeing an underdog story. Flower had both of those advantages. Against someone like Gelatin, who is far more one-dimensional than Flower, it was just going to be the outcome. Why else would they have had the final elimination be between Teardrop and Gelatin? Because they saw that Gelatin kept being safe round after round, and Teardrop had the same advantages as Flower, so they had to get rid of her. Flower wins against Gelatin in that finale 9 times out of 10. Even before they write those final few episodes, making Flower look really good. They only did that because then it became a 10 times out of 10, and it's a better story for it. Flower had to win. It just makes sense. Although I do think they went about it in a very unsubtle, obviously rigged way, which is a fair enough criticism, but I don't think saying it's rigged is a criticism in and of itself. Anyway, as a writer myself, that's not ideal. You want to rig it subtly. You just want to rig it a little, so that maybe the viewers don't even realize that they're being influenced. Spoilers for Object Idiocy, My Object Show Season 2. Skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid the spoiler. Don't worry, you won't miss much. In that season, Object Idiocy Season 2, it was always the plan from the beginning for either Diamond Play Button or Nuke to win. So I made them likable and important so that they made it far. Then, when they were both in the final 5, I decided it was time to get rid of one of them. I chose Diamond Play Button because it seemed that Nuke was more popular, and Diamond Play Button was at risk of getting out multiple rounds before then. So I made that a plot point, and had him flip out over his risk of getting elimination, which ensured his elimination, which in turn raised Nuke's popularity because people would have pity on her. Then, going into the final 4 against 3 less popular characters, it was the simple task of ensuring her likability. I made her kind, selfless, and willing to help others from the beginning, but I increased it at this point. The other 3 were more unlikable, more dickish, and simply had less personality. Then, in the final 3, I had her win the immunity challenge into the finale, and made sure she was going to survive to that point. Much like how BFB had Flower win the final challenge. After that, victory was guaranteed, and it was a better story for it. I got to redeem Diamond Plate Button in the finale and give the viewers a satisfactory winner. Had Thrawn Clips, the character, Doritos, or Cade Mullane, the character, won that season, it would have simply been worse. And it's not just making sure the characters you want win, it's making sure the characters that you want to kick out early get kicked out when you want them to be. Let's go back to BFB. Everyone loves pre-split. Well, what have I told you? Pre-split has the exact same problem as post-split. It's a sudden shift in character to achieve the ideal plot. Pencil and Leafy, two immensely popular OGs, suddenly rude and overbearing in order to save some of the newer characters and give them time to develop. And it's a better story for it. Do I want another 20 episodes of Pencil? Or do I want a new, interesting character like Fanny, who was more likely to get eliminated going in? I want the new one. Do I want 30 more episodes of Leafy? Or do I want an interesting character like Cloudy? I want the new one, a new interesting character like Cloudy. Yes, they absolutely made these characters different for the purpose of eliminating them, which is rigging it. But the show is better for it. We, as viewers, must understand that we are not the first priority. The first priority of any competent writer is the story. It always comes first. Always. This is again why I wholeheartedly believe that a writer will always make a better object show if it has no viewer voting, because then they don't need to worry about rigging it in the first place. Whether that be contestant vote or simply no eliminations, a show will always be better without viewer votes. Of course, my show, which has contestant vote, is objectively worse than the BFDI series, no doubt about it. I'm not as talented. I don't have animation skills. I'm not as good of a writer, frankly. I can't voice act as well. I don't have a big team working for me. I don't have the same resources and budget and time as they do. So it is just going to be worse. But it's better than it would be had it stayed as a viewer voting show. And if TPOT was contestant vote, I also think it would be better. Although I do think contestant vote works better with a smaller, more defined cast. But, like, a more fleshed out, small core group of characters, as opposed to however many they had, like 48 or something. 42? What is it? I don't even know how many they had. But, yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why? Anything I missed? Anything you want to point out? You can comment it below. I read all of my comments, so know I will see it. And, or if you're a YouTuber with a different opinion, feel free to make a video responding to me. I'll watch it. But please remember, everyone, keep it civil. No screaming matches, please. Thank you.